I've been trying to finish this blush for what feels like forever. Every time I think I'm close to hitting pen, it's like it magically refills. Do you think today is the day? Hi, welcome to the Art Hub, a place where we sometimes deal with never-ending products. And today, I'm going to share with you my third update on my project pen journey. So the blush. Here it is. Can you see something? No? Neither can I, because after 9 additional uses, I think overall there are 24 uses in this project pen, I still didn't hit the pen. Even though I was extremely aggressive with my brush, I was using the one from Real Technique, the angled one, so I can dig deep into the pen, I still didn't hit it. And the product remains confident and strong and definitely intact. But on the brighter side, I have completely finished my foundation. This is Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. That was such an unexpected surprise. 14 uses later, I was eagerly scraping the bottom to get every little bit of this foundation. I was trying my best to get everything out of it. Once again, it reminded me that whenever you like the product that you're using, somehow you will use it up faster. I don't know how it works, but whenever I enlist the product that I thoroughly enjoy in this project pen, I ended up using it super fast and having actually very good results. I literally cannot believe that I have finished my oldest foundation. The story has actually got a happy end because I already have a foundation, this specific foundation, but in the better shade, that is eagerly waiting to be used once again. One more item that I have finished, but it has a sad ending, is this Hard Candy Glamour Flash, aka White Concealer. It starts smelling bad, very acetone, and luckily I have finished, I think, definitely more than the half of it, so I don't feel as bad tossing it away. The smell bothers me too much, so I don't think it's safe to use, so this bad boy will leave the race. The product that I used the most this summer is this Makeup Forever lipstick in the shade 164. As you might remember, I introduced this lipstick in this update. Check it out, it is actually one of the best updates I ever had in Project Pen history. I did so because this lipstick started smelling like expired product, and I desperately wanted to get the most out of it while it still lasted because I love the shade, I love the formula, and I felt so bad decluttering it. And it took me 25 uses to actually finish it. You might wondering how I did that within 2 months. As far as I understand, one of the main tricks how to finish lipstick is to constantly reapply it throughout the day whenever you are wearing it. This speeds up the usage and you use actually a lot of it within a limited time. It's a great tactic, but please do not overuse it. Actually, I have one more lipstick that I have been using during those 2 months. This is Sephora Red Lipstick. Once again, my favorite lipsticks in my collection. Unfortunately, I cannot mark where the product sits because the packaging is not see-through. But whenever I swirl the applicator inside the tube and I see a little bit of windowing and put the applicator back into it, I see that the windowing is not closing when it's somewhere like this, meaning that I might have used more than half of it, which makes me thinking that I definitely finish it by the end of 2024. So weird to say the end of 2024. So subscribe if you don't want to miss the last update and check out if I do manage to completely clear out my project pen drawer. Do you remember how I started with this iconic London Precision Duo Contour Pot? I didn't know how to use it. Finally, I can share a great news. I learned how to use it properly. Yeah, 9 months into project planning and I know how to use the product. The cream part has been used 3 times and the powder one 5 times. And I didn't use it as much as I had thought, mainly because I literally didn't know how to use it. It didn't lay nice on my face. But the key is to get a good brush. This one is the perfect example. Unfortunately, I don't know what kind of brand it is because I bought it like years ago. It should be kind of stiff but flimsy. So whenever you swirl it over the product and then apply on your cheeks, when you buff it in, you somehow magically avoid patchiness and uneven application. It works like this only with this brush, so I believe I'll get much more usage from now on. I would even dare to say that I will finish the bottom part and get the pen in the top one. Another rollout is this powder. The packaging is from Old Becca powder. The content is Fit Me powder from Maybelline. I love this line. It actually suits my makeup preferences perfectly. 23 applications and it is gone. When I say applications, I mean setting my whole face with it. It is my top recommendation for combo or oily skin. It is great for summer and one of my most favorite powders. So I highly encourage you to give a little bit of love also to the products that are your favorite ones, but I'm waiting for their turn. Completely unintentionally, I have overused this NYX Plump Right Back Primer. I originally thought I would use it 10 times, but I use it 11 times. It is a nice primer. It serves a great role as a very good basis for your foundation. I tried it with all of my foundations and there was no peeling or creasing. So if this is something you're looking into, you can grab this one. The biggest outsider in this update will be this yellow pencil from Wet n Wild. I haven't used it at all. Why? Because I didn't know where to put it. I don't like the way it looks in my waterline because I think it's too dark. It's also too dark for my inner corner, so the only option I am left with is to put it all over the lid, which I didn't want to do because, as you will know later, I have a lot of very nice sparkly shades in my companion palettes. So I can either try really hard and incorporate it in my future looks, or maybe give it a break and think of new ways how it can be used in my makeup routine. And I think I'll stick with the second one. I actually had much more luck with other two pencils, especially the pink one. It is also from Wet n Wild collection. I love how it definitely brightens my eyes, so I use it 9 times, and the blue one I used only 3 times, but I think it's mainly because the pink one complemented my summer makeup much more. My second least used product is this liquid eyeshadow from Profusion Cosmetics in the shade Chameleon. I use it once. Actually, I used it once today when I was filming this update. Why? Because I totally forgot I had it. I think that's because I reorganized my desk and I accidentally put it in the bottom drawer and totally forgot about it. I promise I'll do better next time. Moving on to the most interesting part of this update, eyeshadows. Do you see the difference? Because I do, and they are huge. I have finally finished Tempera. In my previous update, I guessed that I might need like 100 uses to completely clear the pan. So can you pause the video right now and try to guess how many actual usages I needed to do that? Weird English. I actually needed 6 more applications, totaling in 95 uses to get rid of the eyeshadow. Can you imagine 95 uses to completely use up the eyeshadow? My makeup collection is literally screaming at me right now. But finally it's done. The other shade that I can say is officially done is Raw Sienna. I used it as my bronzer, and once again, if you remember from my previous update, if you don't remember, I will remind you. I scraped whatever was in the pan into the container and added some, I think like 2 pumps of, say, highlighter, turned it into a liquid bronzer, which I was more eager to use. And after, I think, 6 makeups, I completely used it up. So officially it is also gone. So now let's talk about burnt orange. Since I don't have bronzer in this project pan iteration, I decided to do the same thing with burnt orange. I scraped out everything that I had into the same container, added a little bit of illuminizer and a little bit of my lightest foundation, and created very good shade of a new liquid bronzer. Oh, here it is. I think I will wait it and then track the usage and let you know how many times I had to use it to finish it up. I would say I'm very comfortable with liquid products. That's why I decided to do the same thing with Real Gar. I turned it into a liquid blush. I plan to use it as the basis for my other foundations because I used a kind of liquid serum as a foundation which doesn't have any base, so you can sheer up the product, creating a kind of canvas for the other blushes. Now let's talk about the eyeshadows that I actually used up. The first one will be Golden Ochre. I think it has the biggest usage I've ever had for this shade in this project pan. 24 uses helped me to clean the side pan and the bottom. So I'm quite sure it is going to be the next candidate to be gone. The second one obviously will be a Warm Taupe. I used it 24 times and I can't be less happy seeing that I have completely cleared the side. My heart literally jumps whenever I see how thin the bottom is. The next eyeshadow is Bon Fresco. And whenever I open the eyeshadow palette, I see how actually flatter the product in the pan is, and it makes me very excited. I doubt I will finish it by the end of the year, but I will try my best. Next one are pinks and reds. My biggest troublemaker is Venetian Red. I haven't used it at all, maybe once as an eyeliner, and that's all. I used the other pink much more, but I used it mainly as my nail polish, so I don't know how much it might count. And Red Ochre definitely got a boost in usage. I use it a lot once again as my eyeliner, and I definitely see that the pan expanded. I think I used it at least 9 times. To be honest, I do believe that I might finish this eyeshadow, and regarding the 2 pinks, I have to think outside the box what I can do with them, because I don't want to create one more blush because I'm quite satisfied with Real Gar, and maybe as a nail polish, or I can get a deeper dive into eyeliner. Let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions, what are other ways of natural usage of pinks? And Cypress Umber, I've decluttered it after hitting a pan because it was not dark enough for me to darken my outside corner. And that is all about ABH Modern Renaissance. I enrolled 2 more companion palettes to boost or stimulate the usage of those shades because I felt constrained to a very limited color story. The first palette that I added was Lost in Los Angeles from BH Cosmetics. I used all the sparkly shades once there. The second palette was also from BH Cosmetics, but it was Romantic Nomad. I used only 2 golden shades as my toppers, which actually didn't give me as much usage as I expected. So was it helpful? Will I do it again? The answer is yes and no. I think it's actually a great idea to add companion palette to somehow encourage usage of the less favored shades. But the thing is that in the moment you may consider those palettes a good companion, but reality can switch things upside down. As it happens, this summer I thought I would use those palettes much more, but in fact, my most used summer palette is BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin. I gave you more details in this video, but what I plan to do is actually to think of a good companion palette, but I will try to listen to my heart and do it naturally. Do not do it by the brain thinking, oh, this is a perfect autumn palette, or this is the perfect palette that might complement the shades, but see what my hand is reaching for. And the same I will do with my eye pencil, because I have a very big collection of eye pencils and I want to cycle through all of them and use up as much as possible. So I will right now focus on the blue one and the pink one because they are among the oldest ones and they are my top priority to be used up. If I feel that I need some addition, I will get it and maybe I will write it down in the pinned comment to this video. This update is not as exciting as the previous one, but my gut feeling is telling me that this is just a rehearsal before the main reveal, revealing what my actual collection looks like. What about you? How are you dealing with your makeup collection when the end of the year is approaching? Are you planning something? If yes or no, please let me know in the comment section below. I would love to chat with you. If you need some ideas how to improve your usage in Project Pan, there is a video somewhere here that can help you. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I'll see you next time. Bye!